Army of Darkness from 1992.
This is my boomstick!
The third installment in the Evil Dead series, starring Bruce Campbell, directed by Sam Raimi. Today we're going to talk about this cult classic on VHS. Welcome back to the Ecto Violence channel. My name is Alec. Army of Darkness. This is a movie that I didn't see until I was a teenager. I was exposed to the Evil Dead movies when I was about 15 or 16. Obviously, I saw them all in order, quickly bought the DVDs, and the rest is history. The Evil Dead franchise is alive and well, with the remake from 2013, and Evil Dead Rise from last year, which I loved, and Ash vs. Evil Dead, which had 3 seasons, and if you haven't seen that, my god, what are you doing with yourself? So let's go ahead and throw this tape in and see what glorious ads await us. Oh my god. I could not ask for a better commercial to open, honestly, any VHS. Universal Studios, Hollywood and Florida. Ooh, buddy. Take me there now. It just reminds me of my first trip to Universal Studios, Florida, when I was maybe 11 or 12. They still had Jaws the ride, they still had King Kong, Back to the Future, so I got to experience all those in their full and proper glory. That's something I like to hold above young people's heads, you know? Yeah. Then there's a little ad for Hard Target starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. Normally when I review a movie, I'm doing positives and negatives. Now with a movie like Army of Darkness, the negatives aren't so much things I can clearly point out. I can say this movie is not as good as Evil Dead 2. Why? That's just because Evil Dead 2 is funnier. It's better. It's a lot scarier. So let's just talk about Bruce Campbell and his many faces and performances in this movie. Now, I still think the original Evil Dead's probably my favorite, but that's for entirely different reasons. There's just so much classic Bruce Campbelling in this movie, like, it's hard not to have a good time while you watch this, unless you just hate him. The fight he has in the pit is like a scene out of a Mortal Kombat movie. Not a good Mortal Kombat movie, mind you, but it's fun. Sam Raimi's style of directing is in full effect in this movie as well. The camera work is bonkers in this movie, let's just say that. The effects are a little hit or miss. For 1992, there's a couple of shots where you're like, alright, these could be a little bit better, right? However, the blood spewing out of the pit, love it. No notes. The skeletons, I actually find those rather endearing. I really like that scene. The little ashes, though, god, it pains me to watch this one. It looks like it's from 1978. But that's part of the joy of these types of movies, you know, it's just silly, goofy fun. Especially by the time you're at Army of Darkness, you know what I mean? And while we're on the subject of the comedy, let's talk about some of my more memorable, hilarious bits. The bits that made me laugh out loud while I was watching it this time around. When he tells that guy he's the leader of Jack and shit, I had a chuckle. When the guy put his foot on the other guy's shoulder to pull the sword, I lost it. When he gets sucked in the book and has the Looney Tunes face, alright, that had me going a little bit. I was really observing how good the effect looked, too, until the final shake and the effect wears off, and the lighting is completely different on him. That was a little, And then the scene where they're all coming together and the guys are like all saying, "Yes, I'll fight with you."
I'll stand by you.
You can count on my steel.
The sword's by his side!
I'll bid my bow to your will, sir.
Overall, Army of Darkness is a fun time. If you'd asked me when I was 16, I probably would have told you that this was my favorite of the movies. Before I give my rating for this movie, why don't you go ahead and jump in the comments down below, let me know what you think of Army of Darkness. Are you a big Evil Dead fan? I think overall the franchise is pretty strong. And I have talked about the first 2 movies before, you can check those out. I'm going to give Army of Darkness a 3.5 out of 5 hearts. And this one holds a special place in my heart. Always will. Every Evil Dead movie I've seen so far, I have liked. I liked the TV series. I even have a few comic books. However, it's never been my favorite. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.